you sick of this bounty hunting on TV business?
No, I'm. If I don't have a microphone, there's not a camera. I'm unemployed, so
You can't just be. You can't go back to just being a bounty hunter.
No, they lie about us. And he touched me, or he robbed me, or he without a camera.
Stole my wallet.
Without a camera. We tried that. Me and her, in between seasons, we arrested a psychiatrist. 57-year-old.
We just had somebody we had to grab real quick, and so we just did it without the cameras. Man,
Thank God we had a GoPro in the back seat, though, because she lied her. So no.
So you have to film everything because they know who you are.
right?
They know they can make some money off of you if they have a story.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what they do, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What did they say? So what was
These
the...
fugitives got the National Enquirer on speed dial.
They're ready.
$50.
She said we had stolen her wedding rings, and she came back as we were going into the jail. She said Beth and Doug, and of course the GoPro got her. You know what a GoPro is? That little
Yeah,
bit
the
of
little...
camera.
Yeah.
Surfer camera. And she said, Beth, would you hold the rings because the cops will steal them? So Beth said the cops won't steal them, but I will hold them. And then she told, 2 days later, the lawyers all called us and said, she said you guys stole her wedding rings. And of course we had to produce the GoPro footage. And
Now, did you have possession of the rings? Or had you given them...
yeah, no, we kept them for her because she asked
But we
us
had
to.
them properly inventoried and properly in her property.
That's some quick thinking. So she knew as soon as she saw you, that was obviously the plan from the beginning.
Well, she kept saying, where's your cameras now? Where she was taunting us, writing us letters. I'm not one of your crackheads. She was a psychiatrist in her 50s. So she was, I'm more intelligent, blah, 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 blah. You're not going to find me. I'm a da-da-da.
She knew specifically that you guys were after her.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
How did she know that?
It travels.
Well, you get
through
to a
the
certain
grapevine.
echelon in
Coconut
the fugitive
wireless.
world.
Yeah.
You hit a certain echelon in the fugitive world, and if you go past that point, you know, the D is in the sky, here we come.
People start talking.
Once you hit a couple places, the word starts traveling.
I got you. Okay, because you're asking so-and-so's
and it's Hawaii,
whereabouts.
so you know the coconut wireless is in full swing.
That's right.
Well,
That's
any
right, no
fugitive,
monitoring that.
fugitive in America that goes on the run for more than a week, when they get on TV and say, "Okay, there's so many reward for this guy,"
Yeah.
they're not talking to you.
Right.
They're talking to me.
Right.
And
Yeah, because
so-
I'm sitting there like America's Most Wanted is on. It's like, I can make a quick 10 G's if I grab this guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for it.
You're
I
just going to
think.
sneak in the kitchen and make the call.
Hey, you're coming with me, mister.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
How about no?
exactly. Yeah. No, you just go, you make the call, you just sit there, cook popcorn. The guy just sits there, and then all of a sudden, you know, the ninjas hit your house. I mean, that's basically how that goes down. But, you know, there are a lot of people that, you know, money talks. So
What did this person do that she was on the run? I mean, she was a psychologist, but...
This is ready. She had attempted murder on her husband.
Whoa.
And she had went to one of her clients, I guess you call him, right?
Right.
And she had
solicited one of her clients to kill him.
to kill him, and she had
One of her... So she's talking to a person. She knows this guy's legit crazy.
Correct.
Because that's what her business is.
Right.
She's like, wait, I can use
one
this
of my
guy.
clients will be able to do this, right? And she'd used 3 or 4 of them.
And in her weird head, because she's got the whole wedding ring scheme already figured out, she's probably thinking, well, and it's doctor-patient confidentiality, so
Right.
they
Correct.
can't testify.
And that's
And
exactly
he's
what she
already
did.
crazy, so why would they believe him?
Right.
Right.
Yeah, nice try.
So we talked that person into telling us. It took us 2 days to catch her once we started.
Took us a little more than 2 days.
Well, I started 2 days. I had her.
You were working
I
for about a
started
week,
4
and then
days
dog
before
jumped
that.
on. Yeah.
So we're gonna for 4 days before I gave you the file.
So when you're looking at it, when you're looking at somebody who's on the loose,
I'm sorry.
dog is giving Beth this look like I'm trying to sound tough here. What are you doing to me? You're killing me.
baby. There you go, honey.
When you see first dog,
Yes.
was your wife Beth? Were you in the bounty hunting business before you met dog?
Sort of.
Because I would imagine.
Oh, now
No,
she's gonna say this.
I was the sought.
Oh, really?
She
I
was
had
the
been sought after
stalker.
by bounty hunters before.
Well, who was
What-
after you?
Frank Ficara and his
whoop his
band of
ass.
freakazoids.
How come you had a bounty hunter after you?
Because I didn't pay the bondsman one time.
Oh, what was your
I
crime?
got out like 4 times in 1 week. I had all kinds of crimes, but
Huh.
one time I didn't pay him because I was like, screw him.
Yeah.
Like they already dropped this charge. I'm not going to pay him for that. So he tried to arrest me. You know, he tried to send these guys over with a tow truck and tried to play the whole, you know, oh, I hit your car crap, which I was already hip to all those games. So,
Right.
You know, you just keep it dark. I don't want to tell you how to beat bounty hunters, but I beat the bounty hunter, and they never did get to arrest me. But
what was it? Was it violence? Was it drugs? Was it theft?
all of those things.
Oh my God! So
I was not an angel.
because
not.
apparently not, because my question was, dog, do you ever feel like I don't want to bring my wife into this business, because I know, like, my wife, I was a bounty hunter, I'd want to keep my wife safe and delicate, but I guess you're not as delicate a person as maybe some women are.
She's pure 100% feminine. She's very delicate. She's look at
The
her.
bounty hunting pumps.
She's she wouldn't believe the stories, right? And I told her, honey, you should have seen the right hook I gave this guy.
He's like,
Whatever.
This guy was so big, I knocked him out. I was like, whatever.
So I put her in the car one time, and this guy was coming across the street, and I yelled, "Freeze on the ground!" And she got down. And I go, not
That
you.
is so not what happened.
That isn't
no,
true.
what happened is that you came home with a broken nose all over your face.
Oh,
Remember
boy.
that? And you were like,
So sometimes the hits come back.
No,
he was like,
skinhead.
oh, he looks worse than me. But I was like, whatever. I go, looks to me like you got your ass kicked is what it looks like to
But
me.
I didn't, right? You know that. It was a skinhead.
Oh,
But he got a good shot in.
See,
Yeah,
this
he was
is why-
headbutted me after he was cuffed.
This is why he started dragging me on all the bounties. It wasn't because
He needs you to have his back.
he needed some affirmation of his He-Man heroics.
Right, because he's coming home with blood all over his face.
Right.
And you're
and
like,
I'm,
whatever, dude.
And I'm like, whatever, it's ketchup.
yeah. I
I'm
don't
hip to
believe
that
it for a second.
WWE trick.
I wanted
know.
to kiss you for a minute, and then when you said that, I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do.
Say the hero. What
Go ahead, make out a little bit. They're smelling each other's arms. This is some like Morticia Adams weird.
What did you call it? The what?
The He-Man heroics.
I don't understand how you two. It seems like you two have managed to stay in love. Every reality show family, these shows tear them apart.
That's a curse.
Yeah.
It's the curse of reality television that we do not have.
I mean, the last time I saw a reality show family that was a platinum blonde and then some guy with hair that stuck out in a group of people was the Hogans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destroyed 'em.
My good friend.
Yeah,
So
because Linda got too big for her britches.
So is
Oh.
that Beth? Do you have to say, okay, I got to make sure I stay humble? I can't be a Linda Hogan.
It isn't. No, it's all of us have to stay humble. And
Right.
look, I run a tight ship on the road. I don't.
Apparently.
I don't let the guys go out drinking or partying or, I put us all in one huge big production house. There's no hotels, so there's none of that. People coming in and out. We keep a very close knit family relationships. We don't let the network come in and talk to Leland or Dakota and have all those little secret, hey, why don't you guys pick a fight with your dad? We don't.
Oh, is that
don't-
how that stuff starts
Yeah.
to pop up?
happened
It was
back
that
in the
whole crap
day.
with A&E.
Yeah.
We don't play that.
Back in the day when the Harley guys, West Coast
Tuttles.
Choppers, the Tuttles started beefing.
Yeah.
And then 8 plus Kate, and all the 8, that when they started beefing.
They got.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. NORAD has detected the launch of 4 nuclear missiles from North Korea. They are headed for 3 targets on the west coast of the continental United States: Seattle, Portland, and Los Angeles. The 4th missile is heading for Honolulu, Hawaii. The missile heading for Hawaii is expected to impact in 45 minutes, and those heading for the west coast are expected to hit within the hour. At this time, all residents in and within a 400-mile radius of these cities should seek a fallout shelter. Fallout is a product of nuclear attacks. Prolonged exposure to fallout will result in certain death. It will only take a minute after impact for the effects of fallout to spread. If you cannot find a fallout shelter, local authorities will lead you to one. Take a battery-powered radio and all necessary supplies to your fallout shelter. Tune to 770 AM for information during your stay. Remember to turn off all ventilation systems, heating and air conditioning units. Close your doors and windows, and seal any cracks. If you decide to shelter in place, it is unknown if any more attacks will occur. The President will be speaking on all stations shortly. Stand by for this message. This is an emergency action notification. All broadcast and cable systems will transmit this emergency action notification message. This station has interrupted its regular programming at the request of the White House to participate in the emergency alert system. During this emergency, most stations will remain on the air. providing news and information to the public in assigned areas. This is KCPQ. We will continue to serve the Seattle area. If you are not in this local area, tune now to a station providing news and information for your area. You are listening to the emergency alert system serving the Seattle area. Do not use your telephone. The telephone lines should be kept open for emergency use. The emergency alert system has been activated.
I was like, we can't have that in here. He like drugged this unconscious guy out in the parking lot. I thought, man, is there alligators
Drug this
here?
unconscious guy
Like,
out.
but there's
Yeah.
alligators
She
in
missed all
Alabama.
Yeah.
Like there's alligator could just like creep up into the.
They don't
Like,
come to bars.
They do. If there's bars on the water.
When
they
did this
do.
happen?
Last month.
You're still knocking people unconscious as of a month ago.
Like 2 nights ago.
How often do you get into fistfights, dog?
Probably once or twice a week.
What are you doing
3
that
times
for?
a week.
Well, you tell them freeze and they're not going to, and you don't
Right.
want to kill them, so it's called skin on skin. They'll be like, you don't do this in Detroit.
Right.
Oh, is that right? Ready, go.
Well, we're in Detroit now. What?
What about the
our first
taser?
show is in Detroit?
That's crazy.
People like challenge us. They was like, bring that shit to Detroit, man. So like that was our first show. Here we are.
Yeah,
we're in
here we are,
Detroit.
in
Now
Detroit.
what?
Why would you do that to yourself?
What do you mean? Because
Detroit's like the ugliest city
yeah,
ever.
but they
That's
still
a
got
terrible place
they
for
got
a bounty.
bond jumpers.
Yeah, they got a ton of them. But
got
that's
bond jumpers. Those guys. This little young kid Dion, who's in our first episode. He's like in college. His dad was in the hood, ran the hood basically.
Yeah.
And him and his brother had no chance. So this kid he was an athlete, right? Got a scholarship. So now he's in college.
Okay.
And then he's writing me emails and he's like, no one's ever going to give me a chance. Where I came from,
Right.
my dad, all that, I'm never going to get a chance. I can pull myself out, but no one gave us a chance. So we went all the way back there, gave the kid a chance. He's now a bail bondsman. He's got a
really
criminal
good.
justice degree. He's doing so good. Wow. He's like now taking care of the parents in the hood, right?
Yeah.
So because that kid needed somebody who was professional and knew how to do this job in that type of rugged community, he needed us to come and help him be able to maneuver his way
Detroit
through
has
the
a lot of
streets.
soul. Detroit has guts, but the politicians made the city broke.
But when you're dealing with a broke city, those are people who do not
Desperate.
care. They do
Well,
not have a
desperate.
value of their life. They will fight you.
But
Right.
you have to give them faith, and you have to give them something that they do care, and that's
your
what
goal.
we did.
Why don't you just get a really good taser?
We
See,
did
have
in
one.
Michigan.
We have
So
some.
what are you doing fighting
You've
people?
only
when-
got 2 shots with a taser.
Listen,
That's
That's it.
he may
Huh.
say that, but can I tell you, I live and die by that taser.
You-
I love that taser. I have tased many people.
How
with that
many- how
taser,
many people
a
would you say
few.
you've tased?
Well, someone yesterday.
20.
You tased the person? Did
Yes.
you really tase the person?
Yeah.
We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important details will follow. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. The North American Aerospace Defense Command has detected the launch of 10 Russian missiles, which are headed for the United States. These missiles are presumed to contain nuclear warheads, and are predicted to make impact within the next 15 to 25 minutes. Predicted impact sites include Washington, D.C., New York City, San Francisco, California, Seattle, Washington, New Orleans, Louisiana, Salt Lake City, Utah, Helena, Montana, Kansas City, Missouri, Rapid City, South Dakota, and Boston, Massachusetts. All persons within 100 miles of the impacted areas should seek out a fallout shelter now. If no such shelter exists in your area, get as far underground as possible. Stay away from windows. Using everyday household objects, put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. You should get together a basic survival kit, including a flashlight and a hand-cranked or battery-operated radio for use during your stay in the shelter. Stay tuned to local media for further information. Do not venture outside until it is declared safe to do so. The President will be speaking on all stations shortly. Please stand by for this message.
Yes,
Is that
yes,
true?
yes.
Where?
Yes, there's
In New York?
No, in Louisiana.
Wow.
In Louisiana and one in Nashville, and two
But-
in Detroit.
And what'd you do that for?
Well, because an 8-second ride is better than a 20-minute nap,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
So
and
it was either I give you an 8-second ride and disrupt your thought pattern,
Yeah.
or he'll knock you out for 20.
the new tasers don't use electricity. They use mind. What is it called? It
Electrodes.
electrodes in your
Sounds
mind.
like some
so
Jesse
it-
Ventura stuff.
it
No, it's basically
drops
your
you.
kinetic
Signals.
reactions.
Oh my God.
They don't
So-
connect.
So it just goes right up to your brain. It's not about just like that traditional stick your finger in an
It
electric
stops
socket.
all your brain. This side will tell your brain, move my hand, and then this side it connects to it, and then it moves your hand, right?
Yeah.
So when you get tased, it puts a blocker between your
So
connections.
do people start defecating themselves? Do people lose control of their
Not
functions?
yet.
Facilities?
Yes, they yell and scream, and they're like, "Oh,
Grandson,
oh
did
my
that-
God!"
That one guy used the bathroom when we tased him.
He,
Oh,
he
he
did.
did?
Was it a number 1 or a number 2?
What was it, grandson?
Oh
Was
no,
it?
sir! Who did that?
Grandson.
Who was that?
Did he say that on camera?
Oh no! Is that how you shot in the head?
Oh my.
No, it
A
isn't.
taser shot in the head?
Listen,
And
he-
that will lead to
Okay,
devastation.
Listen, I'm telling you,
Listen.
season 2 is the
You'll never
gas.
believe
Well,
it.
it's on CMT for those that don't know, and it premieres on June 14th.
Which is this Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday at 9:00. There's going to be tasings, muggings, beatings. There's blood. There's
That's what
screaming.
it's all about at the
This
end, isn't
Well,
it?
no,
season
it's-
premiere is awesome.
This year,
That's great.
This year, the reason,
Defecation. Yeah.
That's in the 4th episode.
Oh, okay.
you get that right, grandson. This year, because of the methamphetamine
Yeah.
across the country, is I've done this 30 what years? You and your mouth,
like
how old am I?
37.
And I've never seen the meth that's being used everywhere. So
Bathtub
more
dope.
meth,
You think
more
that's Breaking
violent.
Bad? You think they're all watching Breaking Bad and realizing we
No.
could do this?
I don't know, but
Breaking
they're-
Bad got it from the streets.
So
I don't
meth
think
is-
there's anything that
meth
Breaking
is
Bad
the
can
queen
teach
of-
the
Meth is
modern-day
the drug
criminals.
right now.
Yes.
Now, is that difficult for you? You're a man of a certain age at this point, and part of your job is keeping up on what the kids are doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of drug, I don't even know what the kids are doing.
Right. I have 12 children.
So are they like
Our
Dad?
youngest son is 13.
And-
So we're very, and I have 13 grandchildren.
God damn!
So the
you got a
kids-
busy family.
Amen, brother.
Yes.
Half-breed Indian.
And they're probably all very happy too.
Chiricahua. So no, I get it from the kids.
Yeah.
We did a special the other day, and she wore a really low cut dress. So I put my head right there, and my daughter
In
came
the-
home.
in the
She's
cleavage.
15, and she said, "Dad, I'm so embarrassed." I go, "What's the matter?" She goes, "You're a motorboating mom."
On the red carpet.
And I go, "What is motorboat?" So constantly, I'm learning what
Right, so meth is the drug of choice right now, and the kids are motorboating.
Motorboating is frowned upon by your children.
It's all good. Now, let me ask you. You ran into, it was years ago at this point,
Mm-hmm.
but you ran into some controversy, not dissimilar to what people run into today.
Mm-hmm.
A recording of your private conversations got leaked.
Mm-hmm.
You were using that dreaded N-word. It looked like it could be the end. You almost got sent to that television blacklist that so many
Right.
people get sent to. You survived it. First of all, does it make you look at the scandals that happen today differently, having lived through it?
Yes.
It does.
I was not raised as a celebrity,
Right.
and I thought I had a past to be able to say that because of my friends. Mm-hmm. As I learned what a terrible word it is, if you don't think it, you don't say it. Mm-hmm. I don't think it anymore.
Right. Because you realize that in the context of your friends, that's one thing.
Correct.
But now you're a celebrity and the whole world
The
is
whole world
listening.
is watching,
So
listening.
it's a whole different context because of who's around.
And
well,
even
like a few days ago in Colorado, I was at someone's door, and the guy must have used the word on me 5 times.
On you.
On me 5 times. Because he's just blurting out the word. He's just, enter. He's
Yeah.
just blurting it out everywhere. And I'm like, dude, that is so gross.
Right.
Like, why do you keep using that word when it is so profoundly unacceptable? He goes, because these is my peeps.
Right.
And I go, no, these are not your peeps. These are children standing over here. Why do you get to use that word in front of these children? And they have no excuse. And at that point, they walk away from you and they give no excuse. But to people like us,
Right.
you are banished. You are trash. You are, I would see, his speaking engagements fell like dominoes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it had a devastating
Well,
effect.
I remember thinking to myself, like, whoever wants these Dog the Bounty Hunter DVDs better buy them now, because at that, they start tearing stuff off the
So when
shelves.
something
and-
like that happens, they have spin doctors that come to you and say, dogs say you were drunk. get caught with this and that, go to this place, go to
Yeah.
that place.
We'd rather
It'll
you
all
get
blow
caught with
over.
a whore. You could say you were drunk.
Really?
They
Oh,
said,
yeah.
whatever you do, don't get on Sean Hannity and admit you said it and say you're sorry.
Huh.
So the first thing I was learned to do by my father was if you make a mistake,
Right.
that's bad.
Yeah.
If you say you're sorry and you fix it,
And take accountability
Own
for
up
your
to it.
error.
and so I think I was the first, it used to be until that happened to me, no comment. And he has no comment. Today that means you're guilty, right?
Right.
So I think I was the first to say yes, and I'll never say it again. Private conversation or not, it doesn't matter.
You know what?
Shouldn't
In
use
this
the
day
word,
and
and
age,
I'm not.
you cannot use any. There's a lot of words you can't use.
Right.
It doesn't.
And there's
it
no
doesn't
such thing
even
as a
pertain.
private conversation
No,
anymore, is there?
and there's no such thing as freedom of speech either, because you really
No,
there
there
is
isn't.
none.
There isn't.
There just
but
really
if you're,
isn't.
But if you're a celebrity and you're at the beach and you have a cottage cheese, what's it called? A little
Cellulite.
Cellulite.
Then they can zoom in on that and say in magazines, this is going to come to a halt soon too, because that is defaming. That personally hurts people's feelings. They cry. If you're going to ban everything, let's ban people that do that.
They
I mean,
didn't
that's
show your cellulite.
Did they,
Is that what you were crying
did they
about?
do it to your cellulite dog?
No, they didn't. But
That's a shame.
I seen it this week, and I seen some of my friends that are on there, and a couple of them are females that have great hearts. They do anything for you. And I wondered this morning. I said, was saying a prayer, Lord, please help her heart, because I know she's crying. That's just as bad as calling someone names, So that
Yeah, I mean,
that
you're
part
pointing
of
out
life
physical
is.
flaws. Let me ask you though. I
yeah.
want to know: were you surprised? Because, like you said, you weren't raised a celebrity, and these are the things that you have to live through. Were you surprised at how quickly the media kind of glommed onto it, and how almost, as much as it's wrong to bully culture that we live in, how happy people were
Here's how surprised
to
I
report
was.
on bad news for you?
Here's how surprised I was. When it
Yes.
first happened to someone else, I'm not going to bring up their names because they want to forget it also.
Yeah.
I was like, that would never happen to me because of who I am.
Huh.
When I first heard it, I said, it'll be okay. Don't worry. I have a lot of brothers and sisters. The next day, I was like, oh my God.
Right.
That's how surprised
And
I
it
was.
becomes the number one story on the news.
But since that's
Unbelievable.
happened,
Yeah.
several people have said it since then.
Right.
And it doesn't seem like that's the impact anymore. It seems like the impact,
Well-
because it's becoming so frequent.
What about the Donald Sterling thing? Are you guys sitting there looking at like
Okay, well, unfortunately, I'm going to give my opinion on this because
Give it to me.
Donald Sterling is an imbecile. And
Yeah.
he's an idiot.
Right.
But I don't think he's a racist.
Okay.
I think that he's jealous of the girl and was running his mouth. Hey, man, why do you got to have your picture taken? It wouldn't have mattered if he was having her picture taken with Donald Duck at that point.
Right.
He was pissed off, jealous of this girl, and ran his mouth. What I find more sickening is that someone is that diabolical that they would maliciously, with intent to destroy someone, sit there with a recording, waiting for the right opportunity, and then continue to record and continue to record to get more and to get more. That's like really trying to destroy someone. That isn't. That's just not. We should not be glorifying that, and we should not be falling into those traps. But with that being said, to go to someone and say you can't own your property anymore because you said a bad word.
Yeah.
In my mind, we are going way too far. Way too far, taking away a livelihood, taking away, like the whole thing with Michael Vick. And that's a very hot subject for a lot of people. But, there was an entire family. There was, mother, father, aunties, uncles going to practice every single day of that child's life to make him something. And then he screwed up.
Right.
He screwed up. But I mean, it's like, if you screw up one time in the society, they want to kick you till you're dead.
And it's an interesting thing too, because they want to just take everything away. Like they
Everything.
did the same thing. They tried to get you guys off TV, I think.
Right.
They tried to get the Duck Dynasty people off TV.
Right.
And they don't wait and see, will people stop watching? Because if people are so offended that they stop watching, what can you do? You lost your gig. But if they're taking it away before people even have the chance to say, wait a minute, then...
Because they're doing what's socially acceptable and what people want socially,
Yeah.
They want that. They don't want to do what's right. They want to do what they've seen other people do with other people.
Well, listen, we have the opportunity to see Dog and Beth throwing fists, stunning people until they defecate themselves. I can't wait for that episode.
That's
I will be
terrible.
watching the entire season simply for that one scene.
Right.
And then the DVR is just going to be on loop.
On loop.
Waiting to see it over. And are the grandkids involved?
Grandson
This is
is
what-
19. He is involved.
Oh, yeah.
He graduated #1 from ROTC 2 years ago. So right after graduation, his father, which is Leland, said, Grandpa said you could come if you want to. And he's been the lookout, the one with the good eyes, the 19-year-old brain that's back there. And then to his luck, he says, this season, he was watching the back door and
Boom.
out he came, grandson.
He
That's
got
right.
the action.
Now, when you say he came out the back door, are you talking about the defecation again?
The fugitive.
No,
I
the
wasn't sure. I
defecation
was
came
just-
after he came
Right.
out the back door.
After he
and
came
saw
out the back
grandson
door, that
standing
came
there.
out the
Did
back
that
door.
Right.
did that
Right.
guy poop too, grandson?
Oh, stop it.
I bet he did.
Excuse me, la la la.
I bet he
Oh, that's
yeah.
true. He had on Dr. Seuss pants.
Oh,
One
boy.
fish, two fish, blue fish.
Has nobody watched Cops before? Like, have we not learned in the last 30 years how
And he had on
embarrassing
a
it is
pink
to be
shirt
caught?
that said, don't get mad at me, I'm wearing my girlfriend's shirt or something. And I thought, and you are going to jail in it too, pal.
Well, listen, everybody's
So.
got to check out the show. It's on CMT. It's Saturday night and every Saturday night, right?
Every
Yes.
Saturday night.
All right, well, check
9
it out.
o'clock, June 14th.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dog and Beth, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
you.
brother. You're very cool. Thank you.